There's ChatGPT, there's Chat AI, DeepSeek, so many generative AIs I know you have been using. But the question is, have you been using it effectively? Well, today we're going to be diving into the world of prompt engineering, a very crucial skill you must have if you are going to be using any of these language-based models, generative AI models for your assignments, what have you. So let's jump into it. We're looking at prompt engineering, and this is a very crucial skill you need to have if you're going to be using generative AIs, because mind you, you're using computers, you're using technology, and it doesn't have the capacity to reason like a human being unless, of course, you give it some principles and some guidelines to be able to get the best output. So you don't just take your phone or take your PC, jump onto the internet and say, type me a CV. No, you need to query very effectively. You need to have certain principles or a guide that you follow to be able to get the best out of your generative AI model that you're using. So say you're using ChatGPT or you're using Chat AI or DeepSeek, any generative AI language model, any generative AI tool that you're using, you need to follow these steps. So first off, let me define what prompt engineering is for you. Prompt engineering involves designing and refining the instructions or prompts given to an AI model to elicit desired responses. It's the art of communicating effectively with the AI to achieve the specific outcomes. So what you're doing essentially is directing the thought pattern of the AI so that it's able to give you the best result. So here are the models of prompting. Now, the language models or the generative AI tools that are available for us, i.e. DeepSeek and ChatGPT, have two options that you can use anytime you are prompting or anytime you are using the tool. The first one is with reasoning off. So this simply means that the AI provides direct answers without explaining its process. It doesn't show you the thought process that is going through, the reasoning that is going on behind the scenes before it arrives at the result it gives to you. And the second option is with reasoning on. This is where the AI explains its reasoning before arriving at an answer. So when you enter your ChatGPT tool or DeepSeek or Chat AI and you begin a prompt and you hit enter, with reasoning on, you'd actually be able to see whatever process, the thought patterns, how the algorithm is working to be able to bring you the result. But with reasoning off, you just see ... and then you get the response. So mind you, if you turn on reasoning, then it would take a bit of time for it to generate your response or generate the result for you, because it has to actually show you the actual thought process, and that tends to take a longer time. So for example, if you are to type what's the capital of France, it will begin by saying France is a country in Europe and its capital city is Paris. It won't just go on straight away and tell you that Paris, because you actually turn on reasoning. So it gives you the means through which it actually arrived at the answer. So what are the top rated prompt engineering steps? These are key steps you need to follow to be able to get the best result from your generative AI. If you don't follow the steps, you're going to get crap. Simply put, if you don't follow the steps, you are going to get crap out of your generative AI. So the first one is you need to define the role that you need the GPT or DeepSeek or any generative AI tool that you're using. You need to define its role. Let it think exactly like the person you want it to be. So assign a specific role to the AI and provide context. Assigning a specific role to the AI provides context and guides its responses. So for example, if you were to start your prompt, you could begin by saying, as a financial advisor or as an expert financial advisor, explain the benefits of investing in index funds. So now you're literally directing, the chat GPT, or you're literally directing the generative AI to think like a expert financial advisor. So now you have limited its scope. It's actually going to search the web and look for specific information, and top rated information as well. It's going to look at the best books because you have told it to think like the best financial advisor, or you've asked it to think like a financial advisor. So it's going to look within the confines of what a financial advisor is supposed to tell you. The second thing is to provide context or a topic. So clearly outline the subject matter to focus the AI's response. So for example, you could tell it to discuss the impact of renewable energy on the environment. Always be mindful of giving your generative AI a topic, a context for it to be able to generate the best response for you. Thirdly, specify the tone and the style. As writers, or ordinarily, writers have tones or styles that they use. It may be informative, it may be narrative. So if you are to start your query and you don't actually give it a tone or a style to write, are you writing to appeal to an audience? Are you writing to teach something? Whatever it is, whatever tone that you want it to have, just as if you were to communicate, you would choose your tone and your style. Make your generative AI have that same kind of persona, or carry that same persona. So you need to actually specify the tone and the style that you want it to have. So for example, you may say, or you may type, in a conversational tone or in a descriptive tone, describe how photosynthesis works. So this is telling it or giving it a confine of how you actually want its tone to be. Then thirdly, this is very important, always give it a determined output length, okay, or define the framework, the structure of the output. So set expectations for the length of the response. Now you may usually say, okay, so generate something for me not above 250 words or between 400 to 500 words is very important, or else the generative AI may hallucinate, and so you end up getting about 3 pages when you actually need a 1 paragraph result. So for example, again, you can say provide a brief summary of the plot to Killing a Mockingbird. So it could be provide a brief summary, or you could say provide a 250-word summary of the plot to Kill a Mockingbird, which I believe is a book. So lastly, which is the 5th one, include examples or models to follow. So providing examples helps the AI to understand the desired format or content. So for example, you may say, write a product description similar to this example. So let's say I'm writing a news story, right? Or I'm writing an article on a player. You could say, write a news story on Mbappe similar to the writing style of Al Jazeera or BBC Sports, right? So what it's going to do is that it's going to go online, search through the internet, look at writing models or writing styles found on Al Jazeera and BBC, and mimic that for you. So then you are much assured of a better response than just say, write me an article on Mbappe. So here are some best practices for crafting effective prompts. Be specific. Clearly articulate your result to avoid ambiguity. So instead of say, tell me about dogs, rather ask, what are the common health issues in German Shepherds? So be very specific, right? Treat it like a human being, right? Treat it like a human being. If you wanted to ask me something, you wouldn't be beating around the bush, right? You'd ask me specific questions, right? Nobody wants to have a conversation with anyone and you're just going round and round and round. So treat your generative AI like an actual person. Ask it very specific things. Secondly, provide examples. So guide the AI with examples. Guiding the AI with examples can lead to more accurate responses. So for example, again, generate a poem in the style of Robert Frost, or generates a poem in the style of whoever your favorite poet is. So this, gives it a style, a format to follow. Now, use iterative refinement. So start with an initial prompt, review the prompt, and then refine as needed. So if the response that you got or the result that you got from your query is too broad, add more detail to your prompt. So to conclude, mastering prompt engineering is essential for effective interactions with AI models like ChatGPT and DeepSeek, which is the new boy in town. So defining roles, providing context, specifying the tone and style determines the output and the length. And also, let me take that again. So by defining roles, providing context, specifying the tone and the style, determining the output length, and including examples, you can craft prompts that yield precise and valuable responses. So happy prompting. But right before we go, let's take a complete scenario of how this is used so that I gave you an example, right? I just didn't give you the steps. I gave you a complete example of how this can be used. So this is the scenario, right? You need an engaging. This is not a prompt, like I mentioned. This is just a scenario. So I'm going to describe the scenario to you, and then we move to the prompt. So the scenario is you need an engaging and informative social media article about substance abuse, following the best practices of prompt engineering. So here's how you would structure your prompts. So I read, as a professional health and wellness writer, create a compelling and informative social media article about substance abuse. The article should be educational, engaging, and encourage awareness. Target a general audience, including young people and adults. The tone should be empathetic yet informative, making the reader feel understood whilst providing actionable insights. This post should be between 250 and 300 words with short paragraphs and bullet points for easy readability. It should include a powerful opening hook to grab attention, a brief explanation of substance abuse and its impact, common warning signs and risk factors, encouraging words and resources for seeking help, a strong closing statement with a call to action. Then you could end by saying format the post with the relevant hashtags like hashtag substance abuse awareness, hashtag mental health matters, and hashtag stay strong, and include a thought-provoking question at the end of the to encourage engagement. So let's break down this point. The first one we spoke about, the step to proper prompt engineering, was the role. So we see that as a professional health and wellness writer, we gave it a clear identity. Secondly, we also gave it a context or topic. So create a compelling and informative social media article about substance abuse. This clearly defines the focus. We also gave it a tone and a style. So empathetic yet informative, making the reader feel understood while providing actionable insights. We also defined the length and the format of the result that we required. So this was the 250 to 300 words with short paragraphs and bullet points. So this defines the structure. And then lastly, we gave it examples or models to follow. So example of the style I want is where you can grab a link from a health blog, a hospital website that you found, and then you add the link to it to get the best, or to guide your AI with a very good reference. So with these steps, I'm sure the next time you're generating your CV, you are doing your homework, or any other document that you're formatting, once it's a generative AI, follow this model and I'm sure you get the best of results. Happy prompting, and see you next time.